Hello, my name is James and welcome to the Aussie 68 channel. This is a live recorded video that you're about to watch of a departure out of Wellington in the Fiji Airways 737-700. For demonstration purposes, this aircraft is only set up for a departure out of Wellington, and it's to demonstrate how to operate the aircraft within a poor weather environment. Please note that this is not a training video for aviation. This is purely a flight simulation demonstration for entertainment purposes. Join me now as we jump into the aircraft, ready to go for our departure from Wellington. Our lovely Boeing 737 here from Fiji Airways. It's a 700 version, painted by Matt Tank, our resident repainter here. As you can see, the weather is quite inclement. The wings are actually bouncing around a little bit because the weather is quite poor and the winds are not the best. Very nice repaint indeed. Let's jump on board. Keep the sounds in there. Now first off, we'll jump into the overhead. Now a couple of things. I've already been working on this aircraft already. As you can see, I've already put the IRSs into nav. But we'll come across, we'll test. Like so. Test our MAC and SP warning test. They all seem to work fine. Navigation is ready to go. It'll be fine there. Coming back down. We check our flight controls and our spoilers are all in the guarded position. The alternate flaps. Our standby hydraulics are not illuminated. Everything else remains the same. Having a look at our navigation, it's normal, normal and normal. We have a display source of auto, and our control panel is also set to normal. Our fuel panel page indicates that we are closed on the crossfeed, and we have all our fuel pump switches off. If we were running the APU, we would run the forward 1 switch. Having a look up here, we have our standby, our DC amps and AC amp voltmeters to determine how much power is being delivered to the aircraft. At the moment, we're currently checking our ground power as well as our battery. We'll have a look. We make sure the galley switch is on. Our battery switch is guarded. Standby power is all covered and guarded. Currently on ground power, as you can tell, no APU is available, and our engine drive generator buses are off. The exhaust gas temperature for the APU is off because there is no APU. As you can see, all the lights are off here. Lights are off here. Coming down, have a look at equipment cooling, which is all in the normal position. Our emergency exit light switch is guarded. As you can see, we have our seatbelt and our chime switch on. My favourite button in the 737. You're welcome. We checked that our engine start switches are off. I've got it in the both position for the starters. Have a look at the window heat. They are all on. The probe heat is off. Don't want to burn our ground howling friends. Anti-ice is off. Now there is traces of icing reported in this weather scenario, and so we may need them at a later time. The current temperature is at 9 degrees and it is raining, so we will require some form of anti-icing. We may even require de-icing if we identify any icing on the wing, which you would have noticed with regards to the wing light was already on the exterior view. Make sure that my microphone's picking up my voice. This is the last video, hopefully, that you'll see with this microphone. Hopefully in the coming days we will have a brand new proper microphone delivering a better experience for you. All our hydraulic systems are in the correct positions. Our electrical pumps are off and our engine pumps are on. Because the engines obviously aren't running, they can't drive the hydraulic pumps. Our 2 passenger doors are open and our cargo doors are open. We'll test the CVR. And we'll raise that. Pressurization looks fine. Checking the right. Temperatures indicate that we're about 23 degrees in the cabin, 24 maybe. And our switches are in the auto position. Recirc fan is auto. The packs are off. The isolation valve is open. The bleeds are off for the engines and the APU bleed valve is ready to be engaged when it turns on. As mentioned, this is a demonstration video, so I'm actually going to bring that down to about 10,000 feet. The idea is that we're going to depart outbound of Wellington, and that will conclude the first part of this video series, and we'll show you the arrival at a later date within the same weather parameters. As mentioned, the logo light is off. It's not required. It's still quite sunny outside through the rain and the fog. Our position light is on to indicate that we have power to the aircraft. The anti-collision beacon is off, the wing light is on, and the wheel well is off. Let's come down to the pedestal. We're squawking 2000 and standby. We're on 122.8, and we have 12345 standby as well. We are not on VATSIM today. We get weather and turbulence ready to go for our weather radar. Everything looks fine here. The door is in auto. Just checking as well, good point to note while we're looking at it, the rudder is 0. Come up to our FMCs. We've already set the aircraft up. We've got 10,000 kilos, as you can see. We've got 2.1 tonne or 2.2 tonne in the centre tanks, and we've got 3.9 in each left and right tank. What we'll do, we'll jump into the FMS. We'll check our nav data. We'll look at our model. We are a 737-700 blended winglets. We've got 24K engines. We're using air rack data 2005 from April 23rd to May 21st. Now, if available, you would be able to click that and have a look at your secondary data if you had a secondary database in there. However, it's not simulated and not required. We go to our position initialization page. I'll put this on the progress page for the moment. We are at November Zulu Whiskey November Wellington. A beautiful airport by FlightBeam scenery. Very well done. We're at stand 29. Let's see if it picks it up. It does. What we then do is go to the next page. We get GPS left because on the command side, the captain's side, as you can see, everything comes alive. Have a quick look. All our displays are alive. We're going to head to the route page. And as mentioned, this is a demonstration flight, so we're going November Zulu, Whiskey November, and we're going to come back here as well. So we are, what do you reckon? We're going to be Fiji, where are we at the top there? Fiji 494. Yes, I know that it does say Nadi, and that's what we had planned. And for demonstration purposes, I'll leave it up there because you get other information like altitude, ground speed, and you can actually see what time this video was recorded as well, which is an interesting fact. Runway 34 due to the winds 345 degrees. We're going to request a flight plan. NGXU. Of course, because I don't have a flight plan because we're not going anywhere. Right. Departure. Runway 34, we select the runway first. And if I pull up Sim Toolkit Pro, we can have a look. I was already looking at an arrival earlier, but we're going to have a look at a departure. And I need runway 34 departure. Here, we're going to the Callum 3 Papa RNAV departure. So we're going to track outbound 340 degrees to 1200 feet. At 1200 feet, we're turning right to Callum, max 180 knots until the turn is complete. And we're going to turn to Atsun, and then we'll be holding at Atsun. Transition altitude, 13,000 feet, RNAV 1 required, GNSS required. Contact Wellington approach as soon as practical, prior to 1500 feet or as directed. Turns prior to crossing runway and are not authorised. So this is for Cat A, B and C aircraft. This SID requires minimum net climb gradients of 7 degrees to 3000. Atsun transition is 7 degrees to 6000 to enter airspace containment. So that's an interesting one for us. We need to be at Atsun by 6000. As we plan for 10,000, we should be fine. We've discussed the rest. What we have here, we have an MSA, 25 nautical miles. For us, we have 6,600 feet. is our MSA within 25 nautical miles of the aerodrome. With a threat to be monitoring the peak here, which is 5,000 feet if nothing goes wrong. If you're in this situation and you're looking for a get out, and after you rotated, you would probably be turning left and heading towards the water where there is no height restrictions, and that's something to pay attention to if required during the departure. So, I just forgot what the departure's called. That's well done by me. It's the Callum 3 Papa departure. Adson transition. And we're going to go to route. And I'm going to go to route. Go next page. And I'm going to activate, execute. What I'm also going to do to help me with this flight, I'm going to go into the whole page and set up Adson. Put it in here. And here's a little bit extra for you as well. So, Adson, we got inbound radial. And what we probably want to be, we want to be heading that westerly, to be fair. So we want to be 270 inbound radial, and I want left-hand turns. So there you go, 270 left-hand turns. I probably want the leg turns for about 2 minutes, and target altitude will be 10,000 feet. So execute that. We'll have a hole ready to go. Back to the route page, go to performance initialization. We're carrying load on board this aircraft. As you can see, our zero fuel weight is 50.5 tonne. We have a gross weight of 60.6 with a centre of gravity of 22.2. The aircraft has 10 tonne of fuel loaded, as you can see, and we require at least a 1 hour minimum, so I'm going to put 2.4 tonne. We're going to have a cost index of 25. Not really a major issue at this point in time. As mentioned, it is a demonstration flight. Put our transition altitude, our climb altitude at 10,000. Our cruise winds, if we had them, are not available in this simulation. Our top of climb altitude is -4. And our transition altitude, as mentioned, is 13,000 feet. That goes in there. And we'll execute that. Check page 2. Everything looks fine there. Go to the N1 limit. Considering it's quite windy, we're happy with a 24k bump. I think that's going to be good enough for us. We won't have a D-rated takeoff. As you can see, the OAT at the moment is 9 degrees. So it's raining and it's below 10. So we're going to have some form of icing within this flight, so we will have to be prepared for that. As mentioned though, we have got warm fuel on board, so that's not going to allow the water to freeze per se on the wing, because we have got fuel that's at a warmer temperature than the metal surface, so that's going to allow that water that's falling onto the wing just to go away off the aircraft. We're going to go with a flaps, I think we're going to go with a flaps 10 departure, to be honest, non-standard. Our centre of gravity is 22.2, as mentioned. We have a trim of 5.7. We're going to go over here. Now the wind, which was set up already, I'll show you the weather scenario. Weather scenario, the wind's 3, 4, 5 degrees. As you can see, it's overcast, high precipitation, visibility is 1.6 kilometers, and we have wind speed of heavy 24 knots. Further to that, if you want to have a look at this scenario, I may have set it up wrong. It's up to you to have a look at that. Turbulence is moderate, icing is light. The one point I want to look at here is the surface wind is 345 degrees, 20 knots, gusting 36. Okay. That back into the aircraft. So the winds are 345, gusting at 24, being the lowest speed. Gust rate you wouldn't indicate. We are on a wet runway. We got a thrust reduction of 3,000 feet. Remember mentioning that the climb out would be 3,000, and for us we need to maintain the climb out there as well. But the thrust reduction being 3,000 feet. And that about does it for that page. We'll then select the speeds 112, 123 and 130. So we now have our takeoff data ready to go. We are all set up in that regard. Jump back up to the captain's seat now. As you can see, interesting sort of effect on the windows. Not really icing, but it is sticking, so we have to be mindful of that. Poor ground handler outside is getting wet. Unfortunate for him. So, what we'll do, we'll turn on our forward pump. Get the APU ready to go. Now another thing is, as mentioned, we need to have a look at the wings for icing. Obviously, if you're at the gate, you won't be able to see, and that's looking inside an air bridge, but you wouldn't be able to see the wing. So what you'd have to do is come out here and get your FO, who's a nice guy, come out and have a look. These guys loving life. They're in their covered area. Have a look. We're going to see if we can see any ice. Doesn't look like there's any ice build up at the moment on our nice Fiji wing. We should be okay for that at the moment. What we're going to do, flight director on. Flight director on. Now we mentioned 345 degrees. Have that set. The 340. Which one was it? It's 340. 340. 340. And 340. 10,000 is there. Our V2 speed was 130. We'll whack that into there. So we go auto throttle arm. LNAV and VNAV. And they're coming alive. So they, as you can see now, if you watch here, we'll push the VNAV button off, and that becomes unarmed. I push it again, the VNAV mode becomes armed, like so. RTO is set, probably a little bit early in the process to do that, but I like to get in a little bit earlier. We'll reset the fuel gauges. As we checked, everything looks fine there. Have a look at the APU. The APU is now available. That on bus. Yeah, the APU are winding away now. So we've done that. We are ready to go in that regard. Everything looks fine there. I guess we should start packing up and getting ready to depart. We've done our departure briefing already. What we can do is can check our breathing apparatus, our oxygen test. That ticks. What's supposed to happen here is you're supposed to make sure that 100% is on, and you press to test. But what actually? Let's see if it does this. It should be able to actually. Let's go there, and if I go here. You should still be able to hear it on the microphone. Or am I doing it wrong? Let's go speaker. Let's see if it works now. Anyway, basically you should be able to you do a double test. You test this button and this button together. Cat's eye opens to make sure that it's indicating. And you should be able to hear it over the speaker. That's okay. Done our test, our FO's done his side, we're all okay. Let's get the aircraft ready to go for pushback. We are all set. Menu, F sections, doors, close the doors, close the doors. Pull up GSX. Let's prepare for pushback. Now I'll be interested to see if GSX asks me for de-icing. In this case I'll probably take it. But again, you'd make an informed decision. And again, reminder, this is not for educational purposes, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Hello Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Air bridge is away. It is. Back braking, come on. Have to get rid of the chocks. Let's do that. Ground connections. Couple of things here.
Locking gear.
Because that's on, we'll go with the fuel pumps on as well. It's all okay. Everything else. Hydraulics. Come on. Takes away Bravo. Good work. Ground connections and services, we will remove them. And GSX will stop annoying me.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
My brake release, clear to push.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Started.
Interesting, it didn't ask me for the icing. Anyway. Don't walk under the air bridge. Have they never taught you that? Look outside again. Looks like an interesting pushback stand to be at, to be honest. Now, as I said, we're not on VATSIM, so in this regard, ATC call is not really required. That nose wheels are going to get snapped off. And starting engine number 2. GS6 looks like it's about to slow down. Engine 2. So what we're looking here is we're looking for some N2 rotation. We're looking for monitoring our oil temps, our oil pressures. As you can see, it's cold, so the engine N2 is going to increase rapidly. At 18% or thereabouts, we're going to put in the fuel. We're going to inject the fuel. Cats are going to attack each other. I do stream every other day, well nearly, apart from the day that you're watching this YouTube video go live. You can catch me on Twitch from either 0730 Zulu or 1130 Zulu. Jump into the Discord. Why you keep coming up down the bottom there? You can jump in the Discord, the link below. And you can see some of our previous videos also, including the recent launch stream for TFDI's MD-11. Also coming up, we have a 24-hour stream on Twitch, which is going to be after our 1,000th follower on the channel, which is an amazing achievement. And we have some great prizes to give away and awards to be won. Those including both from TFDI and Druzwecki Design, and also including prizes from Rex Gaming Software. We'll also have Sim Market vouchers to give away. I don't know what's going on. When GSX wants to meme you. Yeah. Thanks, GSX. Always needed that. I'm sure the nose is okay. Got QNH1003 set 3 times. Well, heading indicators are increasing and decreasing as required. Let's go and start engine number 1, sorry. So again, we're looking for, and that lever is right in the wrong spot. Oil pressures increasing, N2 increasing. 18% going in. Engine starting okay. We'll look at some more data here.
Set parking brakes.
Alright, set, clear, disconnect.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Have a good engine start, disconnect, hand signal out the front, g'day. Engine starting, looks all good. N2 stabilising, M1 is stabilised. EGT will come up a little bit more. Go. As quickly, what we'll do, we'll go outside and we'll have a quick look at our wings. As you can see, as I mentioned, that wing light is on. So you come along, you're making sure that the wing is clean and not contaminated.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Flaps to 5, please. Five is set. Looking all good. Now we need to set our trim.
Left is clear.
Trim required
Right
is
clear.
5.4. 5.75 even. Come down, we have a look. Move it all the way down. That looks about right to me. We've got some warnings over here, which is the anti-ice. Now again, we are +9, but as you can see, the weather is not the best. Weather is definitely not the best. So, what we'll do, let's figure out here first. Go to the overhead. That might help. 1, 2. Check down the line. Looks fine. Check down the line. Is okay. The APU is there. APU not quite off. Next light will go on in a minute. Everything looks fine there. Where's my favourite button? Probe heats are on. Window heats are on. We're probably going to need a bit of everything, to be honest. That's all okay. That looks fine. 1, 2 looks fine. This can go to the auto position. Packs remain off for the departure. That looks all fine. Text light can go on. Go back to the captain's seat. Weather can go on. Turn our TCAS on so the ground radar can pick us up. And we'll make our call and get taxiing. Charlie Wellington, IFR 737 Fiji 494. Taxi's runway 34. Very Wellington. Nice, drab, dreary day here in Wellington. As mentioned, there may be some icing around. The temperature is +9, so we do have to be mindful of that. Look at that. All the lights are on. Get some windscreen wipers going, as much as I hate them in the sim. That switches go to continuous. Turn on and turn off lights. I really do not like the windscreen wipers in prepared. I really don't like them in real life either. As we taxi on down. What we'll do our tops check. We go full left. Let's come across here. Left, neutral, right, neutral, full up. Full down, and full right, and full left. This is why you do rudder check before you taxi. That's okay. And that moves as well. Okay, and we saw it. Saw it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain. Welcome on board our Fiji Airways flight to Auckland. Sorry, where are we going? We got a Nadi. On behalf of your crew and myself, we'd like to welcome you on board. We hope you enjoy your flight and get you away from this drab weather here at Wellington. Cabin crew, seats for departure. So, a couple of things. Rotate speed comes up there. Remember, no turn before 1200, so we'll bug up 1200. Oh, it says it's a... Oh. No, that was runs. Okay. Watching a video about the MD-11 earlier. Joke, Wellington, IFR 737 Fiji 494 enters and rolls. Runway 34, Punati. Look at that windsock. That windsock is blown. I'm surprised it hasn't been ripped off. Now we made a big booby here. Right. Okay. Coming to slow. Strobes on. Landing lights going on. We are configured. Wipers going off. Brakes. Power up. 50%. M1. Stable. Toga. And one Toga. Throttle hold.
Z1. Rotate.
Rotate. Nice and gentle.
B2.
Oh, she's bit heavy. What was it, right? Gear up. Aircraft's trimmed nicely for our departure. Whoa! Bit turbulence there. It's okay, we're climbing out. Here comes our 1200 foot. 1200 feet, we can start our right turn. There's some turbulence. Go command. Not picking up any weather on our radar. We should have the FOs, it's a terrain. You can have some traffic as well. Climbing away as we do now. We've still got our flaps out. Go landing gear up and off. Get our packs on. Wing anti-ice is off. I would prefer the wing anti-ice to be on. Probably not using that properly, but anyway, that's just me. A little bit unknowledgeable on the wing anti-ice. Might have to go read up on the book. Flying past 4,300 feet. Keep our flaps out at the moment. As you can tell, it's not very nice outside. Still raining. Five 5,000 feet. Thousand feet. Go back to off. I'll tell you what, one thing that this does demonstrate is your workload as it gets to the runway gets higher. And actually, if you're not following the checklist, and I'll be honest, as I said, for entertainment purposes, it is what it is. I haven't done it. we missed out. I haven't done the checklist properly for the aircraft. And that's what's caught us out here. Video. Oh, hello. That's what it looks like below. There's the cameras. Okay. Bit of a gimmick from PMDG, I think. I wouldn't expect that from them. Yeah, turn that off. Making the right turn, FMC. Unable 180, I'd say that's soon, that's fine. Big checks, flaps up. Starting to come out the top of the cloud layer. Flaps are retracted. And that, folks, concludes our video for today. I hope you've enjoyed the departure out of Wellington in that nice soapy weather. Stay tuned for the arrival that comes out in a week's time. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. Give us a subscription here in the show box below, show notes below. Hit the bell icon. Do all that good stuff. Share the word. Aussie68 on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Be there, be square. Aussie68.com. Have a good day.